about myself and the others.
Hi everyone, so this is the look that I'm gonna be working on today using the Natasha Denona palette. I've been wanting to do a very cool toned kind of eye smoky look on my very olive undertone. So this is the look, and then let's get right into it. I have to do my eye look first just to make sure that, you know, it's because I have my mirror here, but I have to first make sure that my eye look is good and then go back to the foundation. So actually the eyeshadow that I want to use today is the Natasha Denona Biba palette. So again, this is the one I got from Vinted, but I actually like sprayed to make sure that it didn't have any residues. And so I hope you can see. But I'm thinking of using this sculpture color, very cool tone gray, and maybe taupe, and maybe kind of like an eyeliner look with the spot. And if not, I'm gonna use an eyeshadow base. So first, before that, I really like to prime my eye place here. So I've been loving the NYX HD Studio Photogenic eyeshadow based or eyeshadow primer. Actually never have used an eyeshadow primer before this, but because this was maybe like 7 years, I actually, you know, got it, and I've been loving how, because I have it in eyes, my eyes tend to crease a lot, and then I feel like this really helps with that creasing. So I just do a little bit, and then I use my finger to really, you know, put that everywhere. And then I feel like some YouTubers really like to use concealer and then powder, but for me I feel like this is an eyeshadow base is what really has helped me with my creasing with my hooded eyes. So I pat that in. I tried to also go, you know, on the side to not forget that this is also where I really like to do like a smoky thing. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. So life has been interesting. So I started my internship 2 months ago. It's been nice. Honestly, I really love the work that I'm doing. But, you know, of course, as any work, there's some ups and downs. And I think I'm someone that really likes to work, and that's why, you know, I really like the work that I'm doing. But then, so I'm kind of not excited, but then like, you know, like I'm excited to go to work on Monday. But then sometimes it's like, oh, it's hard to get back. So now I'm gonna go to the Natasha Denona palette. I think I'm gonna go with the sculpture one first. So I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush. Also, I just cleaned them, so pretty nice. I'm gonna take the one from 6 Plus, which is a Japanese brand. Take that in. It's really important to, you know, like take off all the remains. So yeah, Olympics is coming up in Paris. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Parisians are not really excited of what's about to happen, because, you know, like people actually live here and they don't really want to do with tourists, or, you know, because I think if you have a car, you have to get like an online pass, and I feel like people, it's already so hard to kind of travel within Paris because there are always delays with the metro. You know, even like if you have a car, it's impossible to have a car here in Paris because the roads are just like so small, and I feel like traffic isn't that great. So I feel like people have not really been kind of anticipating or getting too excited. And also because, you know, like for example, me and my boyfriend, we tried to get some tickets, I think back in November last year maybe, but then they were so expensive, and also like when we actually got in, it was already full, you know, like the good ones, because I think the ones that we actually wanted to see was like skateboard, what else, because skateboard is in front of Trocadero, and we thought that, you know, it could be very nice to see like an actual French historical monument, but then kind of taken over by skaters, which is, I feel like I really like that concept. But then yeah, so that was either too expensive or either they didn't really have any tickets. And I think my boyfriend's friend actually got a ticket, so maybe we're gonna see something, but we still don't really know what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna go on to the other eye. So yeah. Also, my parents are coming to Italy for their summer break, and I thought I would have some days off, but apparently I don't. So, you know, let's see how that goes. If you know, I'm actually getting a break or not, but I feel like it's better to not expect too much and like, you know, like be surprised of how it's gonna go. So yeah. Also, Paris has been quite, how do we say, like cold. Like today it's very sunny, and you know, I can be in a t-shirt, so that's good. But then these past few days have been quite cold, so that's not too good. Because, you know, like we have we say cave, like a, how do you say, like a place where we can just like stock everything underneath our apartment, not like underneath, but you know, downstairs. And I feel like we already stocked everything there, and then it's in the -6, and so if we actually want to get something, we have to go down. And actually started to get some like summer clothes, but then because it's been so cold, it's been impossible to actually wear some summer clothes. And so I still had to wear, you know, like I didn't wear like Uniqlo Heatex anymore, but then still had to wear some either high necks, either always jackets, bring jackets with me. There's some instances where I was like, why did I bring my scarves? But I don't know. So yeah, it's been quite cold. I feel like I put too much here, so I'm gonna try to take that after. I think I want it to be much more smoky, so I'm gonna take again, pat it down, and then really try to put that into the crease without, you know, overwhelming it. I really want to have like a real color payoff because it's such a light skin tone color. Also blend, blend, blend. I've been really into like Nikki Rose makeup videos. I feel like I already told in the previous video, but I've been really loving her looks, and like once you actually follow and do what she does, it has such a beautiful outcome, and it's insane. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like we have kind of the same style. I really love black, even like all her jewelries that she's wearing, like I really love, you know, what she's wearing. So it's been quite nice to kind of watch her and be like, okay, this is how you actually create your own makeup style. So, and I feel like because she really loves like kind of like a grungy look and etc., I feel like I've been quite inspired to kind of get out of my orange and warm tones comfort. Because it's so funny because she has such like warm undertones, but at the same time she really loved that grunge look that she's not afraid to experiment with more like cool colors, right? So yeah. I actually ordered some like new Zoeva brushes because I think I don't have that much brushes to actually talk about, you know, like makeup brushes. But one thing I've noticed is that, I mean, not one thing I noticed, but I got like the Real Techniques brushes, and everyone was like, oh, it's so worth the money, especially because like it doesn't cost that much, so you know, like just try it. And I bought them, and it's so like scratchy, and I like, it's so like, it's not that soft at all. Like honestly, I really wouldn't recommend getting them. Even if they're like 20 euros, I never use them because I really don't like them. So I was actually like reading comments on Reddit or even like going to, you know, Instagram and asking people how they have been liking their Zoeva brushes, and people are like, it's so worth it. So like, okay, I'm gonna get them. So I think I got the whole like eye, how do we say, like eye thing. It's so patchy here, I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna try to blend. The all the eye sets, you know, that comes like, I think it has like 8 products. And then, so I got that. I didn't get a foundation brush because I ordered some from Japan. So I'm gonna wait for that to come. And so I also got, I think, a concealer brush, one for like how do we say, like contour and bronzer. So I got that one. I think it's like a foundation brush, but that it's quite angled, so actually you can use it for many other ways. So I think I got that one. So next I'm gonna take this. So this one is the one I used, and this is much flatter, as you can see. So I'm gonna use this and take the tour, which is much more like grayish. So yeah, I feel like no one really talks about Zoeva brushes on YouTube, and maybe, you know, like that's because in a weird way they're not paid to talk about it. And I feel like one thing you have to realize is that on YouTube a lot of the content are sponsored contents. So when they actually talk about a product, like you can't forget that either they got that product for free, and that's why, you know, they're like able to talk about it, because there's so many new releases every week that it's quite impossible to, you know, like really talking about everything either. So yeah, and so not really talked about it, but then the ones that I actually saw, people were really, you know, people were very glad that they got the Zoeva ones, and that's why I decided to just, you know, like get them and see how they perform. Because of course I wanted to get the BK ones, but they're quite expensive, and I feel like I'm not at that, how do we say, at that stand yet where I'm like, okay, you know, let me put like $30 into my makeup brushes. It looks so patchy though. What the fuck? And so that's why, you know, I decided to rather just get the Zoeva. And I feel like when I was looking at the website, it felt much more like family made. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Morphe had some like bankruptcy shit, and Sigma, people were like, you know, everyone talks good. All the influencers, you know, really hype about the product because they're actually paid to talk about them. So I feel like, I don't know, I wasn't like that drawn by their products. So yeah, so that's why. Also the Morphe Ariel one, I thought of getting them, and I was like, I'm quite afraid that this is just like a marketing scam and actually like it's shit quality. And so that's why I just got the Zoeva ones. And I wanted to get like everything, right? Like I wanted to actually get like a blush brush. I wanted to get like a foundation brush, like the flat one, the fluffy one, and everything. But then I was like, Emma, just get, you know, like, okay, I didn't actually buy the bare minimum because I could have just bought the eye thingy. I was like, you know, I wanted to try some concealer brushes and then so I actually got more than the bare minimum or like what I really needed, but it's alright. And so yeah, so I just got like a couple of ones to actually see how I like them and not make the mistakes that I did with the Real Techniques one because I ended up really, yeah, kind of regretting. Like, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Even to my like worst enemy, I'll be like, you deserve better than this. And I feel like a lot of the, you know, a lot of products actually like has changed quality, I feel like. Because, you know, MAC brushes used to be the hype. And now people are like, it sheds after 2 uses. I feel like NARS brushes are still pretty hyped up and good. Real Techniques one as well. People are like it's not the same, you know? So now I'm gonna go into the, I feel like the small ones are okay. Still wouldn't like recommend buying everything because like this one sucks. So I'm gonna go into the spot, which is the black one. It's quite pigmented, as you can see. I'm gonna really like just go back to my previous blush because this is quite a lot of pigment. And really blend, 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 blend. Also, I've been loving the Nikki technique where I just like take off micellar water like this, just so that it kind of gives a very snapped, sharp look to my eyes. So still experimenting with eyeshadow, you know. I feel like I'm not really a pro, but it's important to kind of share for me, beginners that are interested in it, because I feel like you kind of understand that like not everyone's a pro, and it kind of gives confidence in a way. That, you know, like it's not because you started yesterday that suddenly you're super good at it. So I don't know, I really confidence boosting kind of. I'm gonna go back with the little brush that has more pigment. Really getting there to really create that dimension, but you know, like as you can see, like everything kind of hides when I, so it's like, how do you do that look? And I think I want to do like a little, see like here, maybe I'm gonna like go in and then do a little eyeliner at the end. Go back to the spot black one, tap it off, and then really get that. Really just like try to put it here, and then actually looks much better here. Blendy, blendy. I feel like always I am much better on my left eye because I kind of try on my right eye, and now I know what I don't like, so I feel like I'm always much better on my left eye. Like this looks so much prettier than this shit, you know? This looks quite good on that left side. I feel like now I got what I'm supposed to do rather than like what I'm not supposed to do. I feel like I went much too overboard on this side, while this one stays quite clean on the up, so that when I open, this is clean, you know, all this still has kind of that smoky effect. So this is the Can Make Tokyo, which is a drugstore brand in Japan, and their eyeliner is very famous. So it's very thin and very creamy. I mean, it's called like creamy touch liner, so it makes sense. And then I'm gonna try to really just put some pigment right here, and then go back with, I'm gonna take another one because I feel like that one is already quite dirty, so that, you know, it's kind of like a grading but much stronger color payoff than even the black eyeshadow from the Natasha Denona. I think I'm gonna go back in and try to put a bit of a lighter color where I kind of took out with my finger, because now it looks very patchy. Maybe gonna put a bit more of that sculpture color back there because I feel like it kind of lacks pigment compared to this one. Also, I'm on my boyfriend's sofa, so I shouldn't really Should be careful not to really put all my fallouts. Maybe I should like do this at the end, you know? I feel like it helps more to really start with that very pigmented color. This looks V smoky. I really like that. You know? It looks very black here. Maybe I can put a bit more black on that here. But then it really looks like a gradation. So I really like that. Maybe I'm gonna even put a bit of that tusk color really up on my brows because I feel like it's gonna help to kind of make that more contrasty color. Also, I feel like I should really take off all my little brow hair because it's really not helping. And then, okay, even if I really don't like it, I'm gonna go into the Real Techniques. I don't think there's an essential crease brush. And then take the color Tusk, this one, the beige one, and then really kind of try to contour that in. Maybe I can go in with, you know, like concealer afterwards. And I'm just gonna take a bit more of that black spot color and then really try to go in here because I feel like it's, oops, that was way too much. You know, like that. That's nice. And then I put a little bit, and I think I'm gonna go back with a bigger, fluffier brush to really blend that in. Yeah, that's nice. Maybe I'm gonna do that with the other side as well. Also, there's not really, you know, an occasion. Today I just wanted to kind of experiment a little bit with my eyeshadow and really just... Should I put some glitter thing? No, I feel like I always do that and I regret it, so I'm just gonna keep it very matte and smoky today. So this is where the fun part comes in, where I take my little coton-tige, cotton buds. I take one to start with, and let's see, of course, the little Garnier one that kind of never finishes. I started using the La Roche-Posay's just like eye makeup remover, and it's so nice because I used to just use like old cleanser to really do like that, and it was just like way too, it was like getting into my eye and it was like just way too much. So I've been really liking doing that two-step of that's nice. I feel like that fixes up the problems. Thanks, Nikki, for teaching that. See? It's kind of like smoky, but kind of gives that very sharp effect at the same time, just by cleaning. Also, I'm gonna maybe take off a little bit in here because I feel like I put way too much. So that is the eye look for now. That looks so nice, no? It looks like I'm in the, you know, like the ballet dance thing with the swans. The Black Swan, is it? With the, I think Natalie Portman is that's the actress, I don't remember. So now I'm gonna get finally into skin. So also, I really love to really just like keep my, I'm gonna do 2 pumps. I really like to just keep my skincare really marinate for like at least 20 minutes. So, you know, like I do all the skincare, finish my sunscreen, and then leave it for at least 20 minutes to make sure that it doesn't really peel off or doesn't get dry. And then I also I really like to, you know, wait as much as possible. Like, you know, if it's like a work day, you can only wait like, yeah, as I said, like 15-20 minutes. But then when I'm on off day, I really like to like finish my skincare at what, like 10, and then do my makeup maybe at like 11:30. So I think that had enough time to marinate, so I'm gonna go in with the RMK foundation. So I've been loving doing 2 pumps on the back of my hand, and then taking my finger, I kind of like tap in into small dots like this. I don't really need much on my forehead. It's much more like the cheeks where I have hyperpigmentation, the nose, the chin. And this is the real thing. Like this is a sponge that you don't really need to water, and you shouldn't, I think. And then it's from Japan. I got a pack of 2, but I ordered again a pack of 6, but because I think it's the one thing that actually really works well on my dry skin. And then I've been loving this combo. And then I like to go in after with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. Also, I really like just tapping with my fingers. Today I wore the NARS like under eye like moisturizer. It's very lightweight, and it's again my mom's friend who gave it to me. But I've been really liking that because it's actually important to hydrate your under eyes before going with concealer. So I dot 3. I still don't know which is the best way for me to do that. And then I just like pat it in. Also, I try to bring it. It's hard because I have a huge mole here. So if I put concealer, I feel like you can see that I put some concealer in because it really hides my mole. So if you have a way, maybe I can just like, you know, like go in my the buds and really just like taking that concealer off right there just so that it doesn't look too unnatural. So maybe that's what I should be doing. So this looks like this. Still having a hard time to really not get into the crease and really make sure that it looks hydrated enough, but so this is actually the only occasion that I use powder because I have dry skin. I don't want to. Again, this is the RMK Silk Fit setting powder, and I just use it on my under eyes just to make sure it doesn't crease throughout the day. So I again tap it off. The brush I've been loving is the Vive Sunset Blush in Rosa. So this is again a very muted pink color. Taking my again 6 Plus blush brush. I really like this because like if you just take, you know, like a little bit and then really tap the rest off, try to massage it to your skin first to make sure it's evenly coated, and really go like light touch like this. A little bit on my nose to kind of make that cute look. This is good. Then lastly, I'm gonna put some mascara on. I think again, I still haven't really figured out the best mascara, but this is the one I use for now. The Maybelline Super Real de Falsies. And I use the Maquillage, which is kind of like a, I think it's under Shiseido, if I'm not wrong, in Japan. So actually I got this one when I was back in Japan because my boyfriend wanted to actually try curling his lashes because someone commented like, oh, you will look really good with curl eyelashes. So he actually wanted to try it, but you know, of course he tried once and gave up, so it's mine now. So it has a very big tube. Really taking the time to get that coat on. There's still some instances when I just like accidentally blink and then it just gets into my eyes. Of course. well. So this is the actual look. As you can see, it's very smoky. And then of course I'm gonna top it off with MAC Thanks It's MAC. So again, inspired by Nikki LaRose for getting this one. Simple and more cool toned lipstick. So this is the final look.